What up? What up? I'm Tom Smoke, and we're doing a morning check-in today. Last night was Kempo X, pretty good cardio workout, 1 hour. Definitely works the shoulders, the hips, the rotational aspect, kinetic chain of the torso with kicking, with all these thigh muscles, the back, the glutes, the whole 9 yards. It's very well rounded and it'll get the blood flowing. So this morning I checked in, weight 132 and like 132.2, and I'm sitting right around 18.5% body fat on my little home scale. So I can definitely notice the lines coming in a little more chiseled around the delt area, and then the abs. I noticed last night I'm starting to see this hang down, and my side is actually getting to definition now. And soon, probably another 2 weeks, I'm hoping that this all not be hanging. It'll start to tighten up. Same thing with the front. Um, I have a little bit of loose skin here, and that should tighten up. But the belly is pretty much all done, and then we're just tightening it up, getting the contours, the center line, top line's pretty much been there. But as the loose skin, as the extra layer of fat, millimeters of fat tighten up, these lines should start to get more defined. And then once I add more food to the diet, then we'll probably plump up a little bit more. So still cutting, still doing the protein in the morning for breakfast, and then eating lunch and maybe having a snack of tuna in the daytime. A couple weeks ago, I was snacking on peanuts, and I noticed that my weight loss had kind of stagnated. It was still going down, but since I was having the peanuts as a snack, I was buying a 2 pound thing of peanuts, and over the course of about 10 days, consumed the whole thing, sometimes within 7 days. So I wasn't really tracking how much of the peanuts I was consuming, but I noticed that within a week, I had eaten the 2 pound container. So if you guys are snacking and you're dieting and you're trying to find things to add in and take out, just be mindful if you have the main staple cut diet and you're adding things in, know how much you're losing in the beginning before you start adding the stuff to it, so that you're knowing, the impact of what you're adding. So last year I did some experimentation. I had a nice clean diet for the most part, and then towards the latter part of the year, I started messing around with donuts and ice creams and stuff, and I noticed that I was gaining about a pound a week, but I had to eat a lot of junk food, like 4 donuts 3 or 4 times a week. I had to have a pint of ice cream, like a whole thing of ice cream, probably 3 to 4 times a week. So just adding that junk food into the diet was adding a pound or so a week, but it was a lot of junk food. And now that I've pulled that out and I've gone back to the staple diet, I dramatically lost, like 15 pounds within 3 months. And then in the last 2 months, I've gone down about 8 pounds. So, we're still looking at about a pound, 2 pounds a week of cutting. But I think I'm supposed to be having somewhere around 2,700 to like 25 to 2,700 calories, and I'm consuming 1,500 to 2,000 thereabouts. So I'm not really feeling the diet fatigue as much as I was in my deeper cut. There were some days where I did a tuna only, 1,000 calorie, 100 and something grams of protein type of day. And if you have to cut, that would probably be the fastest way, doing like a fish uh, focused meal plan with like no grains, no low carbs, low fat type of thing. But without eating food that long and having that many calories, you start feeling weak. You feel really tired. The hunger starts to go crazy. And then you still get hungry in the daytime for sure, but it usually just kind of passes as you get more familiar with the dieting and how your body feels and how you know when you need to eat some food. You kind of feel weak. You kind of feel faint, so to speak. But, if you're doing it, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't done it yet, just things to expect. You've got a fire, you're not feeding as much fuel on the fire, so the fire starts to get weak. As long as you're consistently lifting the same weights, maybe not the same amount of reps, but you want to lift the same weights and keep the muscle on while you're cutting your diet, while you're cutting the fat. But anyway, look in the mirror this morning, fellas, and tell yourself, damn, I'm looking good. And make your family proud of you. Make your wife proud to say, that's my man. Make your girlfriend proud. Say, oh, yeah, that's mine. Because you know what, fellas? In this world, you ain't guaranteed a lot. But when you get a nice girl, you guarantee love, and you got to pay that back. So show your girl respect and show yourself respect by taking care of yourself, getting in shape. We can all do this from home. I'm doing 30-minute fitness, getting ripped last year. Now I'm doing an hour workout, getting shredded. I'm gonna lose that last little bit of fat. I'm gonna just max my respect, max the clout, max the dignity and the honor and respect that I get walking down the street. It's already noticeable to me. People treat me and look at me different because of my appearance. And I don't think it's because I'm wearing Under Armour compression shirts. It might be because my juicy biceps and my nice handsome face. And trust me, fellas, you got the same equipment, you got the same gear. You just got to level up. You got to get your skills going. You got to learn how to do stuff, practice consistency, diligence, and do what you got to do. Because without patience, we won't get anywhere. And you have to be patient to know that it's a marathon and not a race. It takes a long time to build muscle. There's no shortcuts. There's no cheat codes. There's no nothing. But you want to know a cheat code for protein in the morning? Check out Dad's Protein Coffee, which is pretty similar to probably everybody else's protein coffee. We got some creatine monohydrate right here. We're going to pour a little 5 gram scoop in the cup. Bingo, bango. And I got these egg protein from the vitamin store. The guy had them on sale. So this stuff, proven egg, it's all right. Not as good as the whey protein, in my opinion. It doesn't shake up as easy, but I do 1 scoop. A lot of chocolate dust up in the air for that one. 2 scoops. And each scoop is 110 calories, 25 grams of protein, no sugar, no carbs. Pretty clean all the way up the chart there. Now, depending on who you are and how much coffee you can tolerate, I generally eyeball this stuff, but throw in a light dash of coffee to give it a little flavor. But if you slam this whole thing and you have too much coffee, you will get lit by the coffee. You will be shaken and you'll have the jitters and it'll be really intense. So, fellas, if you want to get you a nice, strong pre-workout, coffee, it'll hit every time. And you just shake it up, baby. And that's Dad's coffee. Throw a little bit of milk in there, throw a little bit more water in there, season to taste. That's about right there. That much foam. And again, and it might just be the eggs. I haven't really had a lot of experience with egg protein, but it just doesn't shake and mix in my shaker like the whey does. It tends to stay clumpy I think, in my opinion, I think it's kind of oily as far as the texture of the solution once it's mixed. Um, Whereas the whey is more creamy, um, like a milkshake. I don't know, egg. That's what they make mayonnaise with, right? But anyway, check it out. Check out my other videos, training, diet tips. You got to take care of yourself, fellas. If you don't take care of yourself, nobody will. And if you can't take care of yourself, you're not going to take care of your family. So do what you got to do what's right. I'll see you here. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. I'm Tom Smoke, and we're getting ripped, boys. 2026.